today. We're doing a response video. This is a response to a series of questions put out by my good friend Nathan from Nathan's Gaming. I think there's been a couple of responses to this already. I think Walking the Cow, he's done a response to it. And it's just a set of questions, but I really enjoy doing these. I think they're a good video to watch personally and a good video to get involved with. It's interesting to see how different people answer the questions in different ways. So yeah, it's a series of 11 questions. I've written them all down because I wouldn't remember 3. Yeah, I would like to see other people who watch this get involved. I do like to see these do the rounds. I think it's brilliant to see, as I said, how other people interpret and answer the questions, although all the other answers are wrong apart from mine. Yeah, so let's crack on. I've had to write them down, like I said. First question: what was the first game you remember playing on a console or computer? This is an easy one for me. It was my cousin's computer. I didn't own one at the time. I was about 7 or 8, so we're in the early 80s. Because I'm old. Yeah, in the early 80s. My cousin, a bit older than me, and he had a Commodore 64. It was the first computer I ever seen. He didn't like me very much. He was older than me. I was a waste of time. Yeah, but his mum made him put the computer on for me to entertain me while my parents and his parents talked about stuff. Yeah, so he put on 1942, which is a vertical shooter for those who don't know, and I played that on Commodore 64 for hours because I didn't know how to load a game. Yeah, so that was the very first game I can remember playing. But it was the first game. It was the first game. It's not about remembering. That was the first game I ever played. Second question: what was the first game you ever completed without using a continue? Again, this is easy for me. It was Renegade on the ZX Spectrum, a personal favourite then and to this day. In fact, I'll put a little clip in now. Let's see if I can still do it. Yeah, here. Yeah, not in the section. I can't do that. Can't do that editing stuff. It'll be here, not here. Yeah. Anyway, so let's see if I can do it. Yeah, I've still got it. One girl rescued. 25, 30 years later, I'm still the man. Back to the video. Yeah, so that's that question answered. Third question: what is your favourite gaming controller? I need to think long and hard about this because there's a lot of classics. There's a lot of terrible ones. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with the N64 controller. Dreadful. In fact, Nintendo do seem to jig the controller every time. People at PlayStation, they came up with a winning formula and just sort of alter it in tiny little bits, as do Microsoft. But the Nintendo controllers seem to alter. It's like a big surprise every time you pull it out of the box. Waffling again, aren't I? Yeah, so I pick anyway. My pick for favourite gaming controller has to be the first PlayStation controller that had the analog sticks. I know there was one before without these, but I think this is just brilliant. Very responsive and a pleasure. And as I said, that's why PlayStation only alter them by small amounts at each generation, because if it's fixed, don't break it. Yeah, if it's broke, don't fix it. No, I know what I mean. It's early. Yeah, so I like this one. Clicky. It just feels great in your hand, and it does everything you need to do. Yeah. So PlayStation 1 with the analog sticks. For me, that's pretty much perfect. Next question: would you watch a YouTube video to find out all the secrets and glitches in a game before playing it? No. Next question: what game would make a brilliant anime/movie? Movie. Yeah. I thought long and hard about this. I know there's been a couple of movies, but I think my answer has to be Judge Dredd. Particularly this game, Dredd vs. Death. There has been, you probably remember the Sly Stallone movie, which was alright for its time. It wasn't really Judge Dredd. They just picked bits. And then there was the remake a few years ago. I want to say a couple of years ago, but I know time flies when you get older. It's probably 5 or 6 years ago. And I really enjoyed the remake, but it's still not, it's not what it could be. And I think if they did an anime version, you'd really get a sense of depth of the Judge Dredd world. And plus characters like Death. Awesome. Awesome evil, slightly humorous baddie. Yeah, I think this would make a cracking adult cartoon. And I'd love to see it done right, you know. I think it's one of those worlds that there's so many characters, so many baddies. Yeah, for me, this would make an awesome, awesome feature-length cartoon. Yeah. There we go, stay. Next question. Other side. What was the best console era of gaming for you? Now, I thought long and hard about this. I was going to say Mega Drive, SNES, as most people probably will, but I didn't spend long with a Nintendo before moving on, and I never had a Mega Drive back in the day. So it's not really the answer. It's not really the answer I'm going to pick. Yeah, I was more of an Amiga person in the 90s, and then I did jump to the Nintendo. I wasn't there long, and then we moved on. So I'm going to say PlayStation 1 era, which is 90s, isn't it? 90 something or another. Tell me in the comment section. Yeah, early 90s, I think, middle 90s. Yeah, that for me was the best time. The PlayStation 1. There was just so many different games, so many different styles we'd not really seen before, because suddenly they could create more advanced games. So stuff like Tomb Raider, we'd never seen anything like it. You know, racing games moved on to another level of realism. It was just, this was just brilliant stuff flying off the shelves back then. Stuff we take for granted now, we just didn't get. You know, first-person shooters. Yeah, so that's for me. PlayStation 1 era. Yeah. Question 7. Who or what inspired you to create a YouTube channel? Again, it's an easy answer. I wasn't inspired. I was bullied. Yeah. My very good friend Baz Harding and Andre Russell, very good friends even, they egged me on. So all this is their fault. Yeah, yeah. People have to suffer me due to them. So if you've got any issues with my channel or the rubbish I throw out weekly, go see them. Question 8. What is your favourite handheld device? I struggled with this one. I don't play many handheld devices. I ummed and ahed about the original PSP, because it's still a great handheld today, and I usually have one chucked in my bag for work in case I, you know, from snap break and that. Yeah, what else? I toyed with the 3DS, but to be honest, I just play specky games on that, so I don't suppose I'm really using it as it is intended. But I decided in the end to go with this. The Sega, the Game Gear. This is a great handheld. Great handheld. Does not like batteries. Yeah, yeah. You literally only have to look at it and it's dead. But I spent hours straining over that little screen back in the day. I think I was driving just past my test when I got this, so it spent most of its time plugged into a car charger. Yeah, but some classic games. Ayrton Senna, used to love that. Wonder Boy, Columns. Yeah, great system, and for me, just a brilliant handheld. Yeah, yeah. So that's my answer for that one. Question 9. PlayStation or Xbox? I can't remember what you mean by this question, mate. If you're meaning new generation, my answer is neither. I'm not interested. If you mean over time, I tend to change with each generation. Obviously, with PlayStation 1, there was no Xbox, so it'd be PlayStation 1. But when we came to the second generation, I would pick the original Xbox over the PS2 any day. And same with the PS3, I'd pick the Xbox 360, and PS4, I'd pick Xbox One. So if that's what you mean, then I do tend to jump back and forth. But if you mean the new ones, I'm just not interested. I've just fallen out with new games. I have an Xbox One. I can't remember the last time I turned it on. I can't remember the last time I bought a game for it. I've just no interest anymore. I'd rather just play old stuff and spend hours arguing with old consoles that don't work. Yeah. Question 10. What do you think of emulation? I'm not a big emulator. I tend to like to have the original hardware and the original software, but it does have its place. For instance, there's a game called Fireman on the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and I'm never going to own that. I'm not even sure if you can get an English copy, or if you can, it's super rare, but it's a great game, and I would never have played it if it hadn't been for emulators. So yeah, there is a place for it. Also, the arcade, I have, as many people know, an arcade machine sat in the corner of my room, which I built myself, and it's got a PC in it, and I can play anything virtually. And I'd never get to do that. I'd never get to do that without emulation. I cannot afford, or I don't have the room to have a string of arcade machines. So yeah, so for me, emulation is a way of reaching out to games I haven't got the funds or the space for. So some people have a Pi, and that's all they have. That's all they have, and they play more or as many games as I can play. They're just playing it a different way, and it's each to their own, isn't it? But for me personally, I think it has its place. Is the answer in a long waffly way. Question 11. What's the scariest game or demo you have ever played? Again, this is an easy one for me. It's this. Fear. This scared the cack out of me. Yeah, it's got this evil little girl. I can't remember the ins and outs. All I can remember is when I played this, the wife was away and I was on my own in the house, and I played this, and I slept with the lights on. Yeah, because I'm a puppy bastard. I slept with the lights on, and I thought she was going to get me. Yeah, like I cannot remember anything about it apart from a face sort of comes on the screen every now and then. It's just a generic shooter, but yeah, scared the living daylights out of me. So Fear. It's not going to stand up, that one. So they're my answers to the 11 questions. I hope you enjoyed this. It's only been a quick one. As I said, Nathan did this. I will put a link to his channel in the comment section, and I'll also write down all the questions. Please do, if you fancy it, do a response video. Yeah, answer the questions in your own way. And if you let me know you're doing it, I will tag all the videos and put them all in the Facebook group Retro Tech 100, all in a thread, so we can all watch each other's. Because I do like, as I said several times, I do like to do these. I do like to watch them. So thanks, Nave. Thanks for doing this. Great questions. Thanks for watching, as ever, those who did. Catch you later. Bye-bye.